blood in me. And for a long time, I was taught to deny that. It's like, oh, those Europeans, those meanie heads, those colonizers. And so I was like, oh no, I'm not European, I'm just Navajo, you know. But I started to do some research and I started to see some really interesting parallels between what happened in Europe and what happened in this continent. And one of those parallels is language prohibition. In the 1920s, actually, you could get a big block of wood tied around your neck for speaking Welsh in the classroom. And the only way you could get this block of wood off your neck is if you found another kid speaking Welsh. And then you would transfer it over. And so we as Native Americans, we know very much how that's like to be shamed and humiliated out of your own language. And there's a reason to prohibit these languages because they contain the antidote to hierarchy. They contain the antidote to slavery. And the slave masters don't want that. And so the other parallel is epidemics, right? If we look here in the United States, about 98% of the peoples were decimated, mostly through diseases, right? And this is from the fear. People say it's a virus. No, the virus is just a manifestation of the fear. It's the fear that gets us sick. If we don't have fear, we don't get sick. Hard not to have fear sometimes. And in Europe, 2/3 of the people died in a very short amount of time. And this was called the Black Plague, right? And this was when colonization was sweeping across Europe. And then you also have the similar treatment of women, right? Because in the United States, they tried to destroy the women. They knew if they could destroy the women, you know, that's why the army says, rape the women. Because they know that if you can take out the women, you can take out the whole society. If you can make the women hate themselves and blame themselves for that, it's all over. And so that's why we as women need to know that rape doesn't change us. It doesn't make us less of a person. It doesn't in any way, shape, or form diminish us. And so in that regard, they also did the same thing to the women of Europe. Did you guys know that 6 to 8 million women were persecuted as witches in the first and second millennium? This means they were burned alive, drowned alive, dismembered alive, raped, beaten, tortured in torture chambers. 6 to 9 million women, European women. And we wonder why Europe has so many issues. It's because we have trauma that we haven't addressed. Serious trauma. And so this song is dedicated to those grandmas. And now I no longer feel ashamed to be European. I see that my European ancestors were just perpetuating a cycle of violence that was done to them. They didn't forgive, they couldn't forgive. And they say if you don't forgive, you become the oppressor. And so how can you forgive your wife getting burned alive in front of you? It's hard. And I think Trump suffers from this syndrome. If he feels like he didn't protect his women, he didn't do a good job, that's the biggest thing that hurts the men, if their women get hurt. Makes them feel like they failed. And has all kinds of negative consequences. And I think that when they see that, they think, wow, I have no worth as a man. So they try and find worth in other ways. Or maybe if I get a nice car, maybe if I get a yacht, maybe if I get a nice Russian wife, or 2, or 3. Maybe if I build a big tower and call it Trump Tower, maybe then I'll have some worth. But that tower does not in any way symbolize his power. It symbolizes his profound insecurity. Profound insecurity. We can all see that. And so in this manner, it didn't only destroy the women of Europe, it destroyed the men. And I deeply believe that the roots of patriarchy lie in the burning of these women. 6 to 9 million women that we have not addressed. We still make fun of them as witches. It's time to remind the people that they were not witches. They were the medicine women of old Europe. And they knew the spirits of the land, they knew the medicines of the earth, they knew the herbs that would heal. And they were called heathens, they were called pagans, they were called satanic. We know it's that like, right, as Native Americans. They name our most sacred sites Devil's Tower or Devil's Lake. These are not devil places. In our language, we call it Maniwakan, sacred waters. And so this is dedicated to those women of Europe so that we can all heal from that very old wound and remember who we are as Earth people. 6 million women thrown to the flames. The library is burning, I remember their names. The first colonization of the human race didn't happen in America, it happened in the place of Mom. Mother country, Magyarország, the people's land. Nasza ziemia, the people's soil. I hear you calling. We've been afraid to look at the past and see the truth that's there. But take my hand, let's walk the land. Yeah, you don't have to be scared. There's an ancient motherland that we have forgotten. Great-grandmothers burned at the stake for holding the earth in their hands, for holding the earth in their hands. Persecuted as witches, warlocks and killers. But these were not evil people, these were Europe's healers. These were Europe's healers. We are healers, say we are healers. And this old heart of mine, it weeps away for all of the ceremonies going up in flames. But feeling is healing, and this is how we wash away the pain. Yes, feeling is healing, and this is why we remember their names. Feeling is healing, and these tears are falling like rain. So let it rain on this land. My mother's medicine lives in the earth, rising from the ashes as we remember. I can hear her songs running through my veins as my brothers blow on embers of old barn stories. Old barn stories. I will place my feet in the Tuscan streams and honor the ancestors that live inside of me, yeah, live inside of me, yeah, live inside of me, yeah. The other night we were on tour and this guy was like, knew how to sing in Gaelic, and he sang in Gaelic right here. It was so cool. I was like, oh my god, it's so real. Wonder what lives inside of